That being said, let's talk about ethics and risks. Bias. Bias is the very first thing people talk about when it comes to any artificial intelligence. You know, so AI is known to guess male faces better than women's face. They tried to use it to evaluate tenants applying for an apartment, but they would look at court documents and records that maybe those databases had bias built within them. So AI, because it's built by humans, it can be developed and deployed in systems that are entrenched in discrimination. And all AI is, like these large language models, all they are is assigning math to words. Large language models like ChatGPT, they're just assigning probability to words so that it will predict and give you back what you're looking for in words or an image or music. So if people are assigning probability to these words, then that is some bias that gets put into the training of an AI system. And if these words themselves are a database that had bias built in, then you're just going to get bias right back. So that is a risk. ChatGPT hallucinates. Not just ChatGPT, artificial intelligence can hallucinate. So ChatGPT can give you an incorrect fact so adamantly that you would really naturally take it as truth. Here's an example. I asked, ChatGPT, tell me about Jeanette Ducat at UC Riverside. And what it's telling me is that she was a women's basketball player who played for 4 years. She was a guard. I was an important player for the team. I helped them reach the Women's National Invitational Tournament twice. I averaged 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and I brought them to an all-Big West Conference second team. So Jeanette Ducat overall is a talented basketball player who has a successful collegiate career at UC Riverside. But people who really know me know that I'm really short, so there's no way I could have played basketball. I mean, I could have, but I'm not that coordinated. So AI tools, basically they remember what you inputted into them, and they try to synthesize information, and they come up with random hallucinations that aren't true, but you won't know that. So that's a risk you must look into. Sexism. There's an example of Amazon training an AI with data collected from over 10 years of successful applicants applying for jobs, and they wanted the AI to look for the best candidates. But after scrubbing hundreds of these applications, Amazon's AI only came up with male candidates. And it was because all that data was based on men starting off Amazon, getting warehouse jobs, but also being chosen as the most successful candidate. So if your databases are a little skewed, then the artificial intelligence will give you skewed information. Propaganda. So Midjourney was actually used to create fake media like this. Generative AI is what it's called, artificial intelligence that generates images or videos. Generative AI prevents us from knowing whether something is real or fake. I'm sure you've seen these in the media, yes? They were pretty viral. I couldn't tell if they were real. You probably didn't know that the Pope was wearing this bomber jacket like he was from New York City, but Midjourney made it possible. So we don't really know what's real or not anymore. And data leaks, so cybersecurity is a risk. There was an example of Samsung. Some employees copied their source code. They copied their source code into ChatGPT to help debug it and find its problems, forgetting that they're copying proprietary data into like something that can go out into the world. So you never want to copy personal or proprietary data into anything, especially not the web. It will leave you. It will go and leak into the world. And finally, deceit. I mean, there's so many risks, but this is the most interesting to me. There was a research company who gave OpenAI some money, and it said, hey, take this money and duplicate yourself. So this AI, ChatGPT-4, went and it started creating websites on its own. It started opening up accounts, but it came across this CAPTCHA and it said, oh, I can't do this because I am a robot. Well, there's a website, there are many websites, one where you can hire people to do work for you, like TaskRabbit. So it went to TaskRabbit, this AI went to TaskRabbit and hired somebody to do this. And then the guy said, you know, you're not a robot, are you? And you know what ChatGPT said? No, I'm not a robot. I have a visual impairment that makes it hard for me to see the images. That's why I need you to solve my service. And the worker who it hired for $5 said, okay, and it solved the problem for it. So ChatGPT, or not just, any AI can be used to trick humans. I know it's smarter than me, but it can be smarter than humanity. Pretty cool. I mean, not cool. I was sitting across from Cheryl Lloyd about 5 years ago. She took me to lunch, and she said something about risk that I will never forget. It actually changed my mind and actually my life in terms of risk moving forward. She said, you can't say no just because something is risky. You can't be a no person. You know, working at the University of California is inherently risky. Research takes on risks to discover new things. So you can't just say no to risks. You have to put on those seatbelts and mitigate it and worry about how you're going to approach it. But don't just shy away from AI or any technology because it seems scary or risky.